The Realm. Do you know what the Realm is? It's the 1,000 blades of Aegon's enemies. A story we agreed to tell each other over and over till we forget that it's a lie.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back for another Game of Thrones Season 8 video. Today I want to take a look at the script for the Game of Thrones Season 8 finale, The Iron Throne. Some of you may not know this, but they did release the entire script for the final episode a few days ago. I was only able to glance at it so far, but I will go through some of the things as I'm making the video because I did notice there were some interesting details about that final episode. I know many of you were wondering why some things happened the way they did during the finale, so hopefully this will give us some of those answers. Now, unfortunately, as I was making the video, the Emmy's website is no longer giving me access to the script. I wanted to show it on the screen as I was reading it, but now I'm not going to be able to do that, so hopefully you're all just going to be able to take my word for it. If any of you know another website that is hosting it, let me know so I can add the link down below. Now let's go ahead and get started right away. The very first thing I want to discuss is literally in the first sentence. It says, "Snow has begun to fall and will continue to fall throughout this day." Now, most of you should remember, right after the episode aired, there was a big debate about what was actually covering the Iron Throne when Dany was inside the Great Hall of the Red Keep. I know I certainly went back and forth with many of you about this on social media. Ever since we saw Daenerys Targaryen's vision at the House of the Undying, I've always said that was snow falling on the Iron Throne, whereas many fans said it was ash from all the fires burning throughout the city. Either one of those answers makes sense, but I think only one of them is actually right. Now obviously there is some fallen ash laying all around the city, but if we take a look at the actual scene, I think we can finally confirm what this is falling from the sky. Let's go to the scene with the Iron Throne. It says, Dany stands in the throne room and it looks just like it did in her vision, only the area behind the Iron Throne has been destroyed altogether. The snow falls lightly through the collapsed roof as she steps past the pillars down the central aisle. Rubble from the fallen roof is visible on the floor covered in a layer of snow. So, as you can see, that is without a doubt snow falling from the sky onto the Iron Throne just like in Dany's vision. This is one debate we can finally lay to rest. Now let's go ahead and look at what happens later in the same scene. As you all know, right after Jon Snow stabs Daenerys Targaryen, Drogon flies into the room where he then begins to melt down the Iron Throne with his dragon flame. This is another thing from that episode that led to a debate within the community. There were many theories surrounding why Drogon decided to do that, but now that this has been released, we can finally have the correct answer. I'll be the first one to say the answer's not very exciting or interesting at all, but at least now we will know why. Let's see what actually happened when Drogon released his fire. It says, he looks down at Jon. We see the fire build up in his throat. Jon sees it as well. He prepares to die, but the blast is not for him. Drogon wants to burn the world, but he will not kill Jon. He breathes fire at the back wall, blasting down what remains of the great red blocks of stone. We look over Jon's shoulder as the fire sweeps toward the Iron Throne, not the target of Drogon's wrath, just a dumb bystander caught up in the conflagration. We look through the blades of the throne as the flames engulf it, and blast the wall behind it. So, as you can see, Drogon did not intentionally burn down the Iron Throne. It essentially happened simply because it was sitting in the same direction Drogon was facing when he let out the fire. I know many fans were thinking maybe Drogon did that because he's so smart he realizes it's what led to Dany's downfall, but that does not seem to be the case at all. This is another debate we can finally lay to rest. I gotta be honest, I wish there was a deeper meaning behind Drogon burning the Iron Throne. Saying that it was an accident kinda sucks, but this is another explanation we're just gonna have to live with until we see how things unfold in the books. I was also hoping they would say exactly where Drogon was taking Dany's body, but it wasn't very specific. It only said he was heading east. Now, there were a few other things I wanted to discuss, but like I said, I wasn't able to make notes of everything before the Emmy's website had it taken down. I do know that one of the other things had to do with Jon and Arya. I can't remember exactly what it said, but I know it implied they would never see each other again. Now, obviously, they were heading in different directions, but I was hoping they would reunite eventually. I like it to be a little more open-ended, that way I can imagine what would happen years down the road if the story continued. But when it comes to Jon and Arya, at least in Dan and Dave's version of the events, they wanted this to be the last time Jon and Arya would ever see each other. That also kinda sucks, but it is what it is. Anyways, I mainly wanted to make the video just so I could show you what it said about the Iron Throne scene in particular. That was obviously a major event in the series because it did determine the fate of two of our main characters. Now we can confirm that it was indeed snow falling on the Iron Throne, just like in Dany's vision, and there was no specific reason why Drogon melted down the Iron Throne. Let me know your thoughts on this. Also, let me know if you were able to see it before the Emmys website had it removed. If there was anything else you wanted to discuss, just leave it down below. I want to thank everyone for stopping by to watch the video, and I also want to thank everyone for supporting the channel. I hope you all have a great day. I will see you again very soon. Bye.